The whisper came from the void, a faint echo in the cold, metal corridors of the derelict space station, where no voice had stirred for 15 long years. It wasn't human. It wasn't mechanical. It was something alive, trapped in the silence of forgotten stars, begging for release. And I, Dr. Elias Thorne, the fool who answered that call, had no idea I was about to unleash a storm that would rewrite the fate of two worlds. I stood there in the dim glow of my suit's helmet light, the air recyclers humming softly against the oppressive quiet. The station Epsilon 9 orbited a gas giant in the uncharted fringes of the Andromeda sector, a relic from humanity's bold expansion era, abandoned after a catastrophic failure that claimed every soul aboard. Or so the record said. I'd come here alone, defying quarantine orders, driven by rumors of anomalous signals picked up by deep space probes. Signals that sounded like breathing. My boots clanged against the grated floor as I pushed deeper into the core module. Frost clung to the walls, crystalline patterns etching stories of neglect. The power was long dead, but my portable generator hummed to life, flooding the chamber with harsh white light. That's when I saw her, curled in a cryogenic pod. Her form was ethereal, skin like polished obsidian, veined with bioluminescent pulses that flickered weakly, as if her very essence was fading. She was alien, no doubt about it, not one of the insectoid vexery or the gaseous entities from Nebula Prime. This was something new, something graceful and broken. Her lower body ended in ragged stumps where legs should have been, scarred tissue fused to the pod's base like she'd been torn apart and left to rot. But her eyes, large, iridescent orbs, locked onto mine through the frosted glass. And in that gaze, I felt a pull, a silent scream that echoed in my mind. Help me. What had happened here? Who or what was she? I didn't know then, but that moment sealed my fate. Because in her silence, I heard a promise of wonders and horrors. I activated the pod's emergency thaw sequence, my fingers trembling on the controls. Alarms blared in my helmet, radiation warnings, biohazard alerts, but I ignored them. The pod hissed open, releasing a cloud of vapor that smelled of ozone and something floral, alien pollen perhaps. She didn't move at first, her chest rising in shallow breaths, those eyes never leaving me. I'm Elias, I whispered, my voice cracking in the emptiness. I'm here to help. No response, just that stare, piercing through me like she was reading my soul. I scanned her with my medkit, vital signs stable, but neural activity off the charts. Telepathic? The thought sent a chill down my spine. I'd heard stories of species that communicated mind to mind, but never encountered one. 15 years she'd been here, alone, silent. What had kept her alive? As I knelt closer, her hand, slender, four-fingered, reached out, brushing my glove. A jolt shot through me, visions flashing, explosions ripping through the station, alien ships clashing in the void, her body shattered in the crossfire. She was a survivor of a war humanity never knew existed. And now, she was my responsibility. But that was only the beginning. I dragged her pod back to my shuttle, the weight of her gaze heavier than machinery. The journey back to my hidden lab on Luna's far side was tense, every system check reminding me of the risks. Smuggling an alien entity past Earth's defenses? Insanity. But something in her eyes compelled me. Pity? Curiosity? Or was it the scientist in me, hungry for the unknown? My lab was a fortress of solitude, buried under miles of lunar rock, funded by black market tech deals I'd made after being blacklisted from the Interstellar Research Council. They called my experiments reckless prosthetics that blurred the line between flesh and machine. Now, those same experiments might save her. I named her Alara after the moon of Jupiter for her otherworldly beauty. She couldn't speak, her vocal cords atrophied from disuse, but her mind was a whirlwind. Through a neural interface I jury-rigged, fragments of thoughts trickled in, images of a crystalline homeworld, Sheravan, where beings like her danced on legs of light, communing with stars. Why were you on Epsilon 9? I asked one night as I calibrated the robotic legs in my workshop. The limbs were my masterpiece, titanium alloy fused with neuroresponsive nanites, designed to integrate seamlessly with any biology. Her response came as a flood of emotions: fear, betrayal, visions of human explorers stumbling upon her scout ship, capturing her for study. The station's crew had experimented on her, severing her legs to harvest regenerative tissue. Then a rival alien faction attacked, wiping out everyone but leaving her to suffer in cryo-stasis. 15 years of silence, her thoughts echoing in an empty void. I paused, tools in hand, my heart aching. They hurt you. Humans did this. A pulse of affirmation tinged with sorrow. Not anger, though. Curiosity about me. Why help? Because no one deserves that. I muttered, wiping sweat from my brow. And maybe I need this too? My own scars ran deep. Lost my wife, Mira, in a shuttle accident years ago. She'd been my partner in research, pushing boundaries until fate pushed back. Since then, isolation had been my companion. Ilera was a chance to redeem that, to give life where I'd failed before. As I attached the legs, her body convulsed, the nanites weaving into her nerves. She gripped my arm, her touch electric. Then, for the first time, a sound escaped her, a soft, melodic hum, like wind through crystal chimes. She stood, wobbly at first, the legs gleaming under the lab lights. Her eyes shimmered with tears that glowed faintly blue. "Thank you," her mind whispered. What I felt next changed everything. In the days that followed, Ilera adapted quickly. The legs weren't just prosthetics. They enhanced her, allowing leaps that defied gravity, strides that hummed with energy. She explored the lab with childlike wonder, her fingers tracing holographic displays, her mind probing mine for knowledge of humanity. But shadows lingered. Nightmares plagued her. Visions of her people, the Shari, a nomadic race of empathic wanderers, hunted by the Vorith, a militaristic empire bent on domination. The Vorith had tracked her to Epsilon 9, and now, with her awakening, they might come again. I dismissed it at first, paranoia from trauma. But then the signals started, faint pings on my deep space array, encrypted bursts from the Andromeda sector. Someone or something was searching. "Ilera, we need to be careful," I said, watching her practice walking in the low-grav chamber. She moved like a dancer now, fluid and graceful. Her response, a wave of reassurance, but undercut by doubt. "They will find me. And you." A chill ran through me. Was I ready for this? For war? None of us were prepared for the truth. As weeks turned to months, our bond deepened. Ilera's silence gave way to tentative telepathic conversations, her thoughts rich with poetry from her world. She described Sheravan in vivid detail: towers of living crystal that sang under twin suns, skies alive with auroras that whispered secrets of the universe. In return, I shared Earth's history, our triumphs, our follies. The moon landing, the wars, the leap to stars. She absorbed it all, her empathy bridging the gap between species. But tension built. My lab's security alerts spiked, unauthorized scans from orbital satellites. The Council was on to me, or worse, the Vorith. One night, as lunar dust storms raged outside, Ilera approached me in the dim light of my quarters. Her robotic legs clicked softly on the floor, a rhythmic reminder of our creation. "Elias," her mind touched mine, warm yet urgent. "I must tell you something. About why I was silent." I sat up, heart pounding. "What is it?" Visions flooded. Her arrival at Epsilon 9 not as a captive, but as an ambassador. She'd come to warn humanity of the Vorith invasion. But the crew, fearing her, imprisoned her, experiments turning to torture. In her pain, she sealed her mind, entering a self-induced coma to survive. The silence was your shield, I realized on mixing with horror. Yes, but now, with your gift, I can speak again. Fight again. A micro-hook of dread. What fight? Against whom? Her eyes darkened. The Vorith are coming. For Earth. That revelation hit, like a meteor. I paced the room, mind racing. How long? Months. Maybe less. They seek the key. An artifact from my world, hidden on Epsilon 9. I was its guardian. The pod. It wasn't just cryo, it was a vault. We'd left it behind. We have to go back, I said, determination stealing my voice. But that was only the beginning of our odyssey. Preparing for the journey tested us. I upgraded Alara's legs with cloaking tech and energy weapons, turning them into tools of survival. She taught me basic telepathy, our minds linking in ways that blurred boundaries. Intimacy grew, touches lingering, thoughts intertwining. Was it love or necessity? As we launched from Luna, evading patrols, doubt crept in. My past haunted me. Myra's death in a similar mission, her shuttle sabotaged by rivals. Was I repeating history? Alara sensed it. You carry pain, like I did in silence. Yes, I admitted, staring at the stars. But with you, it's bearable. The approach to Epsilon 9 was eerie. The station loomed larger, a skeletal giant in the gas giant's shadow. Docking was smooth, but inside, changes awaited. Lights flickered. Someone had been here. Scavengers? I whispered, rifle ready. Ilara's legs hummed, sensor scanning. No, Vorith scouts. We moved cautiously, her grace contrasting my clunky steps. In the core, the pod was gone. Tracks led to the hangar, fresh alien bootprints. A trap. Ambush came swift. Vorith warriors materialized from shadows, hulking figures in armored suits, tentacles writhing from helmets, weapons glowing with plasma. Intruders, one snarled in guttural tones, translated by my suit. Ilara leaped, legs propelling her like a comet. She disarmed one with a precise kick, nanites disrupting its suit. I fired bolts scorching armor, but they outnumbered us. A blast grazed my shoulder, pain exploding. Ilara shielded me, her mind screaming, run. We fled to the vents, hearts pounding. In the cramped darkness, she confessed, the key is not an object. It's me. My DNA holds the code to unlock Sheraven's defenses. A twist that shattered everything. She wasn't just a survivor, she was the prize. Why didn't you tell me? I gasped. Fear. Of burdening you. As alarms wailed, the station shaking from incoming ships, I realized this was war's edge. What happened next defied all expectations. Escaping Epsilon 9 was a blur of chaos. Vorith fighters swarmed, lasers carving the void. My shuttle's shields buckled, but Ilara's ingenuity saved us. She hacked their comms telepathically, sowing confusion. We jumped to hyperspace, destination, a neutral outpost in the Orion Arm where I had contacts. There, we could rally allies, decode her DNA for leverage, but betrayal lurked. My old colleague, Dr. Lena Voss, greeted us at the outpost. Elias, what have you done? I trusted her once, shared our story. She nodded, eyes gleaming. The council must know. For humanity's sake. Too late, I saw the trap. Voss had sold out to the council, who saw Ilara as a weapon. Agents stormed in, stun fields crackling. Ilara fought fiercely, legs a whirlwind, but numbers overwhelmed. They severed her neural links, her screams echoing in my mind as darkness claimed me. I awoke in a council cell on Earth, wristbound. Interrogations followed. Where's the alien? What does she know? Defiance burned. She's more human than you. Days blurred into agony. Then, a whisper in my mind, Elias, I'm coming. Ilara had escaped? How? Her rescue was cinematic, explosions rocking the facility, her form silhouetted in flames, legs upgraded in secret. She moved like a ghost, disabling guards with precision. We fled to the wastelands, Earth's polluted fringes. There, in a hidden bunker, she revealed the emotional low. They tried to dissect me. Like before, tears fell, mine, hers. We'll stop them. All of them. Our alliance deepened, but so did the hunt. Vorith fleets massed at the sector's edge, council ships mobilizing. War loomed. A major turning point awaited, one that flipped the script. In the bunker, decoding Ilara's DNA unveiled the truth. The key wasn't defensive. It was a bridge, a way to merge minds across species, fostering peace or domination. The Vorith wanted it for conquest, the Council for control. But Ilara? She wanted unity. We can use it, she projected, Her voice now audible through vocal implants, I'd added, soft, melodic, link humanity and Sha'ari. End the cycle. Risky, invasive, but our only shot. We broadcast the signal from a stolen relay, her essence pulsing through the stars, minds touched, humans glimpsing alien wonders, Sha'ari feeling earthly emotions. Chaos ensued. Riots on Earth, defections in Vorith ranks. The invasion faltered, but the Vorith Emperor struck back, a massive dreadnought bearing down. The final confrontation unfolded in the void near Jupiter, fleets clashing in a symphony of destruction. Ilara and I boarded the dreadnought, her legs carrying us through corridors of writhing tech. Face to face with the Emperor, a colossal being of shadow and fury. You are the key, it boomed. Surrender. She stood tall. No, I am free. Battle raged. Her agility versus its power. I aided with gadgets, but it was her empathy that won, linking minds, showing the Emperor its own pain, mirrored in hers. It hesitated, crumbled. Peace negotiations followed, fragile but real. In the aftermath, on Sheraven's crystalline shores, Ilara removed her legs, her body regenerating, thanks to the key's activation. You gave me a second chance, she said, voice full. And you gave me purpose. As sun set, her hand in mine, the stars whispered promises, but in the silence that followed, one truth lingered. Some gifts change everything forever.